Welcome back to the F-Zero playthrough, and in this part we're going to take on the Silver Cup on Expert difficulty. Now we unlocked a few new racers once we played the last cup, and cool enough, once we beat the Bronze Cup on Expert mode, the game also considers it as if we beat it on normal and the normal mode of this game and the easy mode of this game. So it's a very nice feature. Anyway, for this cup I'll be playing as Mrs. Arrow, which is a superhero along with Mr. Arrow. Why they're not trying to save people and just having a good time racing, I'm not sure. Honestly, I wouldn't want them as my superhero.
3, 2, 1.
Also, I need to note something that's really cool about this game, is that every difficulty has its own share of tracks. So, let's say if I'm playing on normal difficulty, and I was playing the Silver Cup, I wouldn't be racing here. I'd be racing probably on Silence or Big Blue, just for an example. So the game's really cool at that. But what another thing is that a lot of track designs are a little bit reused throughout the cups, and just sprinkled a couple of new turns or bells and whistles, which in some ways you can see that as being negative and lazy, but because I find it it's somewhat helps when you're bumping the game up to harder difficulties, because if you couldn't tell, track memorization does help, and progressing through the game and coming to a familiar track will help you in general. Anyway, this next track, Lightning, is a section of Earth where the pollution was so bad that lightning storms are constantly brewing in this area. Also, I forgot to mention that Mute City is also located on the future Earth. It is the capital of some galactic civilization, whatever, and is where the Galactic Police is located. As far as Lightning goes, typically tracks on Lightning consist of are really short and consist of a lot of jumps. So get that boost button ready and just boost away. Tracks are very fun. Also, I need to mention this, but I will not be not necessarily. Oh, there we go. I won't be getting first in every race, but I'll become first overall. Just to tell you. See how quick that was? Literally, that race took about a minute in time. The cool little effect of Miss Flow here is that you can't really see. You don't have that far of a vision, and there's going to be a lot of boost pads.
3, 2, 1. Fire. You got it.
Now, what I enjoy what they do about the boost system is that the first lap they don't give you any boost, which they did that in F-Zero X and the following titles. But I find it's really well designed because you get to know the track a little bit before you're boosting madly into everything. Which I have to credit the designers at that. As far as the racers go, their vehicles can be categorized, have 3 main stats, which is body, boost, and handling. As you see, Mrs. Arrow's vehicle here has a body of E, which means that it has a terrible body and will sustain damage tremendously. And her boost is about a B, which is fairly good. It's very good. A is the highest boost you can get. And she also has B traction. For the most part in this playthrough, I'll have vehicles that have around B traction. The lowest I'll probably go is D, and that's in some cases. I know that a race has one racer who is D, and one racer has a C traction.
You're about to lose the lead. Fire. Way to go. Finish. Congratulations. You won first place.
Now we're heading back to Mute City. A lot of people usually misinterpret its name, thinking the word mute stands for silence or being quiet, etc. But it's actually short for mutant.
2, 1.
Or at least that's what it's intended to be. As far as how Mute City's tracks are structured, they don't really have anything special about their track design that's going through them. They're typically very basic. Though this Mute City being on Earth, I'm not sure why there is 2 moons. I mean, how can we see several masses in the sky? I find it quite odd. I didn't remember the moon being that close. And having 2 other celestial bodies near it, but whatever.
You're holding the lead.
Oh, goodness.
Way to go. Go! Congratulations. You won first
Also, I have to
place.
mention that I enjoy having Big Blue. I mean, Big Blue, but Mute City have this blue texture to it, rather than the typical yellow lights everywhere. I don't know, it's just how I feel. Now we're at Firefield, which Firefield tracks typically consist of a lot of mines and all these burnt splotches which will hurt your vehicle if you run into them.
Watch your back.
That hurt it slightly, so
You're holding a lead.
don't think it's the end of the world if you run into one. Just be really, really weary of those bombs. Now, if I remember correctly, the backstory behind Firefield is that it wasn't originally just a
You've got a new booster.
a volcanic planet.
About to lose the lead.
I think there was some mining expedition, and they're doing some.
You're holding a lead.
There's some crazy project that some scientists were doing here, and that accidentally created into a volcanic planet. I think it was some form of mining expedition. Not sure. It's been a while since I read up on F-Zero. Good stuff.
Way to go. Fire.
With that, that is the end of the Silver Cup.
You won first place.
So I'll see you next time in the Gold Cup on Expert difficulty. So adieu to you all and have a good evening. Or morning. Or night. Adieu to you all and au revoir.